Anyway, if you haven't joined before, and this is your first episode, well, welcome. And if you did join last season, you knew one of the things that we were going to do all season long was try to run Gentoo and kind of check in on it from time to time. So we thought we'd start right off, right here, first thing in the first episode of the new season, and kind of do a check-in, see how Gentoo was going. And I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of where I'm at.
Well, hold on. Dan, have you ever used Gentoo before?
Never. Nope.
I've never used it either. The closest to Gentoo I've ever been, and this might be blasphemy, is Arch. And I know it's not. I know it's not the same. But you gotta build it and put it together, and right?
Well, I mean, if you look back at the episodes that we did, we've done some hard things. We've done Slackware. We've done Avoid.
Alpine was challenging.
Yeah, it was.
Nyx was challenging.
We did Arch, the Archway.
That was challenging
Void
too.
was a little tricky. I don't know. We've done some hard stuff. Like, it's not like we've done all easy mode. Just, Calamari's install and next. We've done some hard ones too. And this one is obviously ranking right up there for one of the hardest. Certainly would not without challenge for me. And yeah, which isn't like, it's not the hardest thing because, they do give you a good handbook to work from, and they talk about a couple of different ways for everything that you want to do. You just need to read through all of that at least once and then map out which direction you want to go with it.
Well, my problem is you have to read. You have to pay attention. You can't just slap it on in and just hope for the best. That is not how this works at all.
Yeah. You're not just sticking the live USB in there and go. It's a little harder than that. So you kind of map out which direction you want to go, what sort of thing makes your system, much like Arch and maybe even Void. Like you sort of set your own destiny in those distros where you pick the things you want to, comprise your distro.
like the init system, because we think about init systems all the time.
Yeah. And so
it's my favorite thing to think about.
Yeah, some people do though. But I mean, so the handbook doesn't go over them all explicitly, although you could diverge from what the handbook says if you were feeling comfortable. The handbook does go over System D if that was something you want, although that's not the preferred method. OpenRC is. So.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that not everybody loves System D? I'm under the impression that it's the best thing since Wayland. And everybody loves Wayland.
Yeah. It's good. Like I'm comfortable with it. I like it. You can. You could follow the instructions. They're there, although it's not the first method, if you will. So if you're not feeling super comfortable, just follow the preferred instructions, at least for the first time, I feel like. Anyway.
I hear you. What I'm hearing is I don't have my finger on the pulse of where everybody in Linux is at. I thought it was System D and Wayland all day, and Pipewire. I mean, throw Pipewire in there too. Why not? Because not everybody's on board with Pulse even. So
yeah, finger on the pulse. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. That was a good one.
So I've obviously done some of these harder distros, done some other init systems, done some things that are a little more challenging. And I will say Gentoo has tried my patience a couple times. Even me.
Wow.
Yeah, right. But I've bumped into some bugs, and I'll talk about those probably later in the season. Anyway, to make the long story shorter right now, I did manage to get a desktop long enough to get some screenshots, and I posted them up into Telegram and stuff. I actually had Telegram and stuff installed on here too. So
wow, hold on, wait, like Flatpak Telegram,
nope.
Right?
Nope.
Wow, like emerged Telegram?
I emerged Telegram.
Wow.
So, but I ran into some issues. Some of it is recent because I like I said, I got it up and running. I got the desktop environment going. I was able to log in, get to the desktop, and then came the problems because it was time to do an update.
Then came the I like how you didn't have problems until you had like a full desktop with everything going, and like it's just oh yeah, this thing just won't compile for me.
Yeah, so now that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know which thing triggered that, so I had to do some rebuilds on some of the Qt stuff that I had, and I did that, and then I got it a little further, and then I started to do started to want to do Rust, the language Rust, and it started there, and it got to I'm going to say a late stage in compiling that, and it just sat there for. I let it sit a long time because I was like, well, is it compiling? It kind of looks like it's doing something, but I can't really tell.
Right.
And the screen didn't move for 2 days.
You forgot to emerge BTOP in TTY2 over here so you could watch what was going on.
Well, it has top, so I mean, I could have, but it looked like it was still processing something, but it wasn't moving at all. So I ended up canceling out of that, and then here's where I cheated.
How dare you?
I start reading in the wiki, and it's like, hey, if you don't really need all of those special compile flags for Rust, just use the bin. So I did. I switched it to the binary, and
okay.
Now I'm cooking again, and hopefully I can finish my update because my half updated system didn't really work well. So. I'm
okay.
back to going again, but I didn't have a functional desktop environment there for a little while.
All right, you're definitely further than me. Here's my Gentoo check-in. It ain't booting yet.
No.
Look, I started in a VM. Mm-hmm. I got the live system booted. I got the disks partitioned. I think I'm ready to install.
Okay.
I have not. I've like my intention here. I would suppose episode 11 is when I'm saying the things Dan's saying, where I'm like, oh yeah, I got Plasma. That thing was compiling all last week, and I'm ready to go. And
it did take 2 days for that. The first time.
By the time it's done compiling, they've issued updates, so you got to start over. And
kind of how it went, yeah.
I'm not there yet. I want to be there. I will be there. Not there yet.
Well, all right. Here's the part where I admit it's kind of my second time through because I did do a VM. I didn't take it all the way to the desktop environment, but I did a VM to kind of get a feel of how things go and whatnot. And so I got that through to at least it'll boot. And, you get grub installed and, it boots and you can get, a NeoFetch screen and that sort of stuff. So I got that far. And then I decided, all right, I got this now. I'm going to move over to the laptop that I've got set aside. A Tatertop. That's what I'm using to test Gentoo for the entire season. It's an i3 3rd gen processor, so not a lot of horsepower there. It's only got 4 gig of RAM, so it's also not a powerhouse as far as the amount of RAM it has. So it does take a while to compile things, but if there's ever a laptop that needs the optimization that you can gain from compiling your own stuff, this one's it.
It's Tatertop. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm in the same boat. I have a i5 5th gen, 2 cores. So
that's not too bad.
It'll be better off than Tatertop, but not by a whole lot.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes once I start getting stuff compiled, but not there yet.
Yeah, as we go, I will tell you about some of the bugs that I actually encountered because of the processor that I have.